Hello and welcome to this Colib introduction video. Running a practice today means juggling appointments, client notes, billing, and a dozen tools to stay organized. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially when you just want to focus on your clients. That's why Colib's here, an all-in-one, easy-to-use platform for practitioners and clinics. From scheduling to charting to AI-generated notes, Colib gives you everything you need to run your practice smoothly. In this short demo, we'll walk through how Colib works, chapter by chapter, so you can see just how easy it is to get started and how quickly you can start seeing clients. The scheduler is your central place to see all your appointments. As you can see, there are color codes that are available to customize per type or per practitioner. The weekly view is the most common one for yourselves, but other views such as daily per practitioner, or monthly are also available if you're managing a clinic. A two-way synchronization is available with Google Calendar and Apple that allows you to have personal or professional calendar synchronizing with Colib and prevent double bookings. To create an appointment, we'll select a date and time, click on the scheduler, and the first thing to do will be to select the client. So we can type in a name, select it in the client list. It is also possible to select more than one client if you'll be seeing a group, family, or couple. Simply select as many attendees as you need and they'll all be invited to join. The second and last thing to do will be to select the appointment type. This is how you automate mostly everything in Colib. It will have a duration for your session. If it's online, it will have a video link that will be shared with your clients. It will carry the information for one-click invoicing and receipts with the description, price, and applicable tax. It will also automate communications, which will be sent by email and SMS just after you create that appointment, but also reminders, for example, 24 hours before. Communications will be customizable per type. So if it's a new client, you can have a welcome message. You can also attach forms to your appointment types, such as intake form if it's a new client, or consent, or just a follow-up form if it's not the first appointment. So that's how you schedule appointments on your side of the fence, but of course you can open up for online booking and let clients book themselves. Before going through online booking, I wanted to show you the web page. This is a great option if you do not have a website yet. It allows you to set one up with just a few minutes in your Colib settings. It's a text editor that allows you to present yourself, your services, add some images, text, video. It comes at no additional cost, and that can be a great way to have an online presence before having your website. From your website or your web page, you will have a book button that directs your clients to online booking. Simplicity is key at Colib, so we don't force your clients to create an account. They can just start with first name, last name, and email, and it's up to you to require phone numbers. Note that your clients will have access to an online portal if they wish, but we don't need that when they book their discovery call. Next, they will be able to pick the practitioner they like if you're a clinic, or if it's just you, you can let them select the appointment type first. Clients can select from appointments that you have made available for online booking. You can let them choose from a simple list, or if you're starting to have more types, you can organize them by categories and subcategories. For example, new clients, existing clients, online, in-person, individual or couple, or just by specialties. After selecting a type, your clients will see availability for that specific type. You have lots of options to manage availability per type. For example, in-person appointments can be different days than online. All practitioners of a clinic can have different availabilities as well. If there is no availability or your clients simply don't find the time that's right for them, they can sign up for the waitlist. To join the waitlist, they'll give you their contact information, desired practitioner, preferred days and times of the week, as well as the appointment types they're looking for. You can also ask them to comment or give more details about their request. We'll spend a bit of time later in the video looking at the waitlist on your side of the fence, but before that, let's finish the online booking process for clients. After selecting the appointment time, you have the option to ask clients for payment information. This is optional. You can also decide per appointment type. For example, in the case of a free consult, you don't necessarily want to ask for payment information, but you could ask for any other appointments. The online payment system available with Colib is through Stripe, and there is a transaction fee if you decide to charge with the credit card. But note that you can request cards to be on file, and having them on file doesn't cost you anything if, for example, you'd like to get paid by e-transfer or any other method. So you can save on transaction fees while still having the protection against no-shows and late cancellations. Now back on the scheduler, you can see a waitlist button on the left, which you can click to access the list of clients that have signed up. You'll be able to reorder them by priority. If you click on a particular client, you will see their contact info, availability, and desired appointment. You can create client profiles for new clients and also schedule appointments directly from this waitlist view. That's how you'd create an appointment from the waitlist manually, but you can also automate communication being sent out when you have a cancellation to the top of your waitlist on a first come, first served basis. In Colib, you can create group appointments or classes, let people book online or book them yourself. You can manage those settings under your appointment types. It could be in person or online. You're free to use Colib's video system or decide to use another tool if you want more advanced conferencing features. When it's time to join an online meeting, you can click on the appointment and then you'll see the meeting URL, which you can click to open the call. You'll be prompted to confirm your name, set up your device selections, that's the same for your clients on the other end, and then join the call. It's important to note that everything in Colib is accessible from mobile devices, so tablets or phones. That also includes your client's ability to join a call from their mobile phone, book appointments, sign forms, etc. This mobile access is also working for you. If you're not at home or on your laptop, you can access everything in Colib from your phone. Now let's talk about billing. You can automate invoicing or charging clients by clicking on the appointment on your scheduler and changing the status to completed. In your invoices settings, you can set up the automation to be option 1, sending an invoice, and that's typically the best option if you like to receive e-transfer or any types of other payments that is not credit card. The second option is to directly charge by credit card. And that's it, your invoice or receipt is sent instantly. Now you can also decide to use the more action section and decide to send an invoice or charge that client on a case-by-case basis. All the information such as client name, date, appointment type description, price, if there is any tax or no tax, is already filled, so that's usually just a one-click process. You can add notes and terms in your invoices settings, such as how to pay with e-transfer or any other mentions that would be useful on your invoices. Your invoices in Colib will have your logo on the top left corner, then your information on the top right, client info on the left, then whatever's been charged, and then any other mentions you've added to your settings. When sending invoices by email, you can add payment instruction that goes directly on the email, making it extra clear how to pay you. Now we are on the Invoices tab. That's where you'll see all previously created invoices and receipts. That invoice we just created is marked as not paid. That's what would happen if you sent it and then just expected to be paid outside of Colib, for example, receiving an Interact transfer. When you have collected payment, you can click on the status, mark it as paid. You can also specify how you were paid, and that will help you keep track, but also automatically send a receipt to your clients. The receipt is pretty much the same as the invoice. It just says it's a receipt, the paid mention, and the payment date, which is what your clients will need to make a claim with their insurance and get a refund. Now that we've seen how to schedule appointments, let client go through online booking, send invoices, receipts, and process payments, let's look at the client profile and notes. I always like to come to the scheduler, click on the appointment, and then click on the client name, which will open the client file. The client file is where you'll see your client's info, general info, address, especially if they filled out a form, all of this will be copied, and then you'll have the note sections below. You can link a note to an appointment. It can also be just for a phone call or any other types of notes you like to record. And then you can simply type your note in the text editor. Of course, you can create and use templates. If you like to use specific structures such as SOAP, it could be a pretty simple template or a more advanced structure that you can copy in your settings and then use every time you chart a note. A sketching tool is available if you need to draw something. You can also start from a template such as human bodies that will be available. You can also add your own template and simply insert that as a picture in your note. The text editor is pretty flexible and can let you copy and paste some content. You can also insert images, video, including from a mobile device. So here we're on a computer, but if you log into Colib from a phone or tablet, you'll be able to also pull your camera and for example, take pictures of your handwritten notes that will go directly into Colib. Below the note text editor, there will be a history of previous notes, by default chronologically sorted, and you can just see what you left as a note for previous sessions as a preview or also expand it for a detailed view of what happened with that client before. Notes have two statuses. They can be saved as a draft and then you can go back to them later to modify them. You can sign them, which will lock them, and they won't be modifiable anymore after they're signed. Under Notes, you will find a Scores and Goals section. That is a very useful tool to keep track of goals or scores over time. So for example, here we have the PHQ-9, that's the depression scale questionnaire, which clients can self-report if you send them a form, for example, ahead of their appointment, or you could simply assess it yourself and add an entry. So you can create as many scores or goals as you like in your settings and then keep track over time. You will get a graph of the progression and that can be useful for writing reports. You have access to an analytics section where you'll see graphs over time, so typically per month, of how many appointments you have, how many clients are in your client base. You could see appointments per practitioner, per type, per status. That kind of gives you a trend on how things are going. Those graphs are pretty simple and they'll likely evolve and improve over time, but that's a great visual representation of how your practice is growing. And if you need more fine-tuned details, the Invoices tab and filters are a great way to find more info. Now that we've covered most of the things you can do in Colib, we'll look a little bit more at the settings. So you have a settings page that's accessible on the top right corner of your screen, and on the left you will see all of the different settings menus. The first page you log on is General, and that's where you can enter all your practice general information. You can select some colors for your branding, addresses, links. You can also set up your business hours for your clinic and customize the background pictures that will go on your booking page or web page. After General, one of the most important sections will be Appointments. This is where you can have all your different appointment types. Appointment types are highly customizable, so you'll be able to set different durations, online, in person, group, individual, couple, set different color codes for your scheduler. You have an invoicing section that lets you decide the price, description for invoices and receipts, and finally communications, which you can customize per type, especially the email part. You can attach forms, decide how many reminders you want, and when they should be sent. You can optionally add follow-up emails, for example, getting Google reviews or following up with resources with your clients, and automate forms. For example, for a new client, you can send new client questionnaires, consent, but that could also just be a check-in form if you're having follow-up visits. As we've seen before, appointment types are how you automate everything in the system. You can organize them by categories. So for example, you could have a category for new clients or first consultation, and then existing clients, you could have online, in-person, different specialties such as individual, couple therapy, or any other breakdown that's useful for your clients. Online forms are an important part of your practice you can automate with Colib. You can create as many forms as you need and start from our templates that are available, which you'll be able to customize, add your own questions. All forms are web-based and will be easily filled by clients on their laptop, tablets, or phones. There are plenty of settings you can explore when you create your Colib account. You can go pretty deep in customizing your booking page, team management, adding team members and managing their permissions, communication preferences, settings around your scheduler and how it should look and behave, availability groups, invoices and receipt automation, fee replacement for sliding scales, direct billing with TELUS e-claims, enabling the credit card system, telehealth, room management, inventory, online sales for packages, credits, or gift cards. And of course, all of those are very well documented in our Help Center. When you are on Colib, you will always find a Help button on the bottom right corner, which has direct access to our Help Center, but also a chatbot that's trained with the Help Center articles, so you can ask it questions like, how do I send an invoice? And it will give you all the steps based on the documentation. Of course, if you don't find the answer you're looking for, you can always contact our team. We'll always be there pretty shortly to assist and happy to help. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope it was helpful and you could learn a bit more about Colib. You can start an account right away and enjoy a 30-day free trial to test everything you've seen in this video and more. You can also book a 30-minute free demo with someone from our team. You can think of us as your success consultant and we will help with your specific situation. Thank you so much. See you soon on Colib.